playing Hobbs, and let's see what Hobbs has in store for Lovington in this one.
So here we go as Brito takes the hill and Hunter Wright digs in, and the wind in the first pitch from Diego. It swung on, and it is hit in the hole past a diving shortstop and out into left field as the left fielder for Lovington, that's Nava, comes up with it and fires in, but it's a first pitch single between short and third to start the game, and so the Hobbs Eagles start pounding early. It's one thing about Coach Marco Boyle coach teams, they are generally pretty aggressive at the bat. And so now it'll be Colton Graham, the number 2 hitter, who will step in. Runner at first is Wright. Gets a little bit of a lead over there. Aceves holds him on, and the first pitch will be outside, ball 1. No, it's a 1 ball and no strike count.
And there's a pretty good breeze coming in, and it looks like it's coming straight in from center field right through across home plate.
As Brito steps off the hill and sliding back into first is Wright. Sorry, Dawn.
Yeah, Brito keeping him honest over there.
Brito, a pretty quick worker, and the next pitch will be up and in. Graham kind of leans back and out of the way of that one. It'll be ball 2, so a 2-ball, no strike count. Just underway here, top of the first. No score from Lovington. Brito from the stretch, checks on the runner over at first, kicks and fires, and that fastball waved at and missed. That'll be strike 1, so now it's a 2-ball and 1 strike count.
Nice breaking ball that caught the outside corner. Came in from the left to the right, and definitely taking a good cut at it was Graham, but his bat was about 6 inches too short to get that one.
So the pickoff attempt and sliding back in safely under the tag of Aceves is Wright. Outfield playing about 3/4 of the way back, pretty well straight away. Infield maybe looking for the double play. Garcia shading slightly over towards the bag at second. It's a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Graham. Sets up at the back of the box, the line in the pitch, and that one is swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot, and it'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Colton Graham.
Yes, here we are, just barely underway in this one. I think it's interesting nobody has warm-up sleeves or jackets on, and I know from being down there getting the lineups, there is kind of a cool breeze. I think they're just expecting their activity during the game to keep them warm at this point.
I would think so. Pretty good lead off first. Right as the wind in the pitch. That breaking ball hangs inside, breaks, but not enough. And that'll run the count full to the number 2 hitter for the Hobbs Eagles, Colton Graham.
1 on, of course. Nobody out.
Pretty good lead again for Wright as the line of the pitch. Runner goes. It won't matter. It is ball 4, the throw down. And so a leadoff single followed by the walk, and Hobbs is in business here in the first inning.
Got a runner in scoring position with Wright sitting there on second base. Graham on first.
Of course, in that first game, it was pretty much all Hobbs Eagles in that one, 11-0 in a 5-inning bill. So now runners at first and second as the number 3 man, McNabb, the center fielder, will step in. Brito checks off on his runners, kicks and fires, and that fastball will be just high for ball 1.
Yeah, he dialed out in. It was a pretty good position right over the inside corner, but just a little too high.
So it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Brito working fast. The fastball tails away on the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1.
Took his time calling that, but I was pretty sure from this angle it looked like it clipped the corner, and it did.
Wind about 20 miles an hour blowing out of the northeast this afternoon. As Brito pops off the hill and will basically chase Rice back to second.
He threatened to throw, never let loose of it, but Wright's right back with that nice healthy lead off second, though.
As Aceves plays a little behind the bag at first, Salinas over towards second, and the fastball will be up and away, and it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count to McNabb. So McNabb at the plate, the righty sets up pretty wide stance, pretty much covers the whole middle part of the box. The line in the pitch, that's a hot shot on the ground. It'll go right to Aceves, who will tow the bag at first. And so it'll be a ground out unassisted to the first baseman. But it will move right down to third, and it'll put Graham at second. And so now it'll be the cleanup hitter, Brevin McCool, stepping to the plate with a chance to do some damage.
Well, in a way, McNabb did his job, moving the runners around, and we'll see if Brevin McCool can indeed be the cleanup guy.
McCool, 5 RBIs in their first meeting. He was the biggest cat killer of them all on the line in the first pitch, and it'll be a line shot that takes a funny hop, gets over the glove of Salinas. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. McCool on the horse as he's going to pull up as a nice throw in by Sanchez in center, but it is a 2 RBI single to center for McCool, and Hobbs strikes first. They lead this one 2-0. So a single and a walk and then a 2 RBI single. And Hobbs is in business on the board leading here 2-0. So now it'll bring J.D. Parada to the plate. The pitcher on pitcher duel, and he'll get a piece of that one and foul it away for ball one. So the 1 ball, no strike count, or rather 1 strike, no ball count. Trying to say 0-1 is what I'm getting at. Caleb Salmon waits on deck. Parada settles back into the right side box, kind of waggles the bat. McCool about a step and a half over at first. The wind and the sidearm pitch. It'll be a little line shot that'll jam and fall in front of Marquez in right field. McCool rounds second. He is heading towards third, and now there are Eagles at the corners. So back-to-back singles given up. And the Eagles again in business and threatening, and now it'll be Caleb Salmon to the plate for Hobbs.
And that was a nice little shot. Just didn't have to kill it. He just met the ball and sent it out. Got a nice ball out of that, and again moving the runner around.
Salmon, the lefty, was 0-2 last time these two teams met. He was hit by a pitch by Brito. Brito's first pitch is going to be away for ball one. Brito varies his arm slot and his arm angle. Sometimes he comes right over the top, sometimes about 3/4, depending on what he wants to do on the pitch. As Aceves will hold Parada on over at first, and the kick and the pitch, and that one will be inside. Tejeda will corral it, but it's ball two.
Good job by Tejeda getting over and getting that ball. Pass ball would surely have meant a run scored, and then a runner sitting on second with only 1 out.
Sanchez shading into the right center field power alley, pretty deep. For Salmon are the outfielders. Runner goes from first, the wind and the pitch, and that one is swung on, and it'll be out into the street for strike one. So it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Caleb Salmon at the plate for Hobbs, leading 2-0 here in the top of the first inning.
Eagles wasting no time getting on the board, and they are aggressive at the bat.
They are, and aggressive on the base paths. Runners at the corners for Hobbs as the wind and the pitch, as that fastball going to just miss outside, and it'll be ball 3. Brito works best when he gets in a little bit of a rhythm, and he hasn't quite found that yet, as he'll check the runners, and the runner goes, and that'll be ball 4. And so 2 walks, 3 singles in the inning, and now the bases are loaded full of Hobbs Eagles with Zach McPeters, the first baseman, coming to the plate. McCool at third, Parada at second, and Salmon now at first with the walk.
And the only good news is that there's a force on any base and a double playable ball, as long as it's not a long ball that's hit. So we'll see what happens as McPeters comes up.
McPeters was 0-2 in their game. He did walk and score in that 11-0 victory in Hobbs last week. And the first pitch swung on. It'll be a little chop shot, and it'll be foul over towards the Lovington dugout for strike one. 0 ball, 1 strike count. Bases loaded of Eagles. Salmon, Parada, and McCool first, second, and third.
Little gust of wind out there, pretty strong. I see one of the umps holding onto his hat.
As the 0-1 delivery, that one will be outside. Backhanded by Tejeda, saved a run on the wild pitch, but it evens the count at 1-1. Got to bear down and throw strikes here. There's nowhere to put him.
Nope.
And you don't want to dig yourself into an even bigger hole. So far, both runs have been earned.
You got to throw strikes, put over the plate, and let him hit if that's the case.
1-1 pitch up and away, ball 2.
You got to let the batter put the ball into play and trust your defense. Really, as a pitcher, you have no choice in this instance here unless you can bring the heat and try for a strikeout.
So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. And the kick and the pitch from Brito, and that one is going to nip the outside corner, even the count at 2-2. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count. 2 McPeters at the plate, the first baseman. Bases loaded full of Eagles, 1 out here in the top of the first. And the 2-2 pitch swung on. That one is drilled. It is high to left field. It's going back, and it will fall foul.
Whew.
About 15 feet shy of the wall out there, so we'll reset and do the 2-2 again.
Yeah, I think the wind picked it up. I thought it was going to be out and be foul and definitely drift foul, but the wind held it up a little bit and drifted it over there toward the left side fence.
Got around on that one pretty good, so now Brito, let's see what he's got in the bag of tricks as the 2-2 delivery on the way, swung on and missed, and ring him up and sit him down, strikes him out, and so now 2 away for Brito and the Wildcats as Puig will step to the plate. Puig, a lefty for Coach Marco Boyle's squad. did not play in their game a
And
couple of weeks ago. And we do have a courtesy runner checking into the ball game for Parada, who was standing at second now that there's 2 away.
So it's much more, the base running becomes much more important here. And for second base, Puig plays second base for Hobbs.
As the second baseman digs in, the first pitch fastball going to miss inside. That'll be ball 1. So a 1 ball, no strike count, 2 outs, but the base is full of Hobbs Eagles. And there are 2 runs across. Brito trying to limit the damage. The wind and the pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the street and leaving the count at 1-1. So it's the 1 ball, 1 strike count. With McCool at third, Parada at second, and Salmon at first. At the plate, a 1-1 count to Puig, and the wind, the pitch outside, ball 2. Brito starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here.
He likes to work pretty quickly, I've noticed, and he seems to be comfortable working quickly.
2-1 pitch, sidearm, and that one is heading to the street and leaving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So Puig still just a little bit behind the balls that Brito is throwing. He's, of course, hitting from the left side and hitting them to the left, so he's a little behind.
They can find a way on the catcher. Singleton waits on deck. And the 2-2 delivery, and that one will be just low.
Ooh.
And that'll run the count full to Puig. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So now full plate defense mode is on.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
And 2 runs in for Hobbs already this inning. And the 3-2 pitch swung on, and that one is hit high in the air. The wind is catching it. It is curling it over to the left. Nava coming in into foul territory, but the wind just caught that one right as a gust hit, and that one it started. You could see that thing. It looked like a slice in golf, or is that a hook that goes to the left?
If the wind had not caught that, I could see that landing over there at the pink restrooms at the softball field, maybe.
Of course, with the wind blowing in like it is,
right,
you're going to have to get a pretty good charge in it with a wood bat to get it out of here.
It is definitely, but the action it had off the bat, it left
payoff
hot.
Pitch as the runners go, and that one will be in the dirt. Ball 4, and it will walk a run in as McCool will score from third. Parada moves to second. Parada to third, Salmon to second, and Puig with the RBI walk, and it's now 3-0 Hobbs. And the Eagles have brought all 9 of their men to the plate here in the first inning as Kenyon Singleton will step to the plate. Tejeda taking a moment, go out, have a word with Brito.
Just need to settle Brito down. Of course, get him focused on just need it 1 out. You don't think about the possible runs. You don't think about all the runners on the base. You think about the batter in front of you, and you think about throwing them strike by strike and getting this batter out.
Singleton settles in the line to end the first pitch, an off-speed breaking ball that'll move in for strike 1.
Yeah, nice right kind of just up in the upper part of the strike zone right over the plate. He took some speed off of that, but it was over.
So it's a no ball, 1 strike count. Brito works quick, and that one will be outside. Tejeda has to backhand it, evens the count at 1-1. Bases loaded full of Eagles, 3 runs across here in this top of the first inning. Brito trying to limit the damage at this point. Tejeda down, sets up over the outside, and the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that one is popped up over on the right side as Seves gives chase, but that one is going to tail out and into the warm-up area behind the first base dugout for strike 2.
Just a long, high strike 2.
The way the wind's blowing today, you're pretty much, if it's going to move around, I'd hate to be an outfielder today if somebody gets a pretty good charge in it.
Trying to judge the ball today, even a pop-up infield is going to be a challenge.
It is. And the 1-2 delivery on the way from Brito. Breaking ball, that one's up high. And we'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Singleton, the number 9 hitter for the Eagles, is the catcher. Slightly open stance with the right foot at the very back line. And the 2-2 pitch from Brito, and that one will just miss in. And so for the second straight batter, will run the count full in the third of the 9 batters who have come to the dish.
So full count, 2 outs, bases loaded.
Tejeda gives the sign and the payoff pitch, and that one is behind Singleton, and it'll walk another run home. So the RBI walk will score Parada from third. It moves Salmon to third, moves Puig to second. And that'll reset the order and mess my book up. And so we reset now with Hunter Wright.
And
as Coach Dak going to go out and see if he can staunch the bleeding here. And we will have a courtesy runner check in for the catcher, Singleton. Again, this is one of the reasons why I've been trying to convince Marco for years to get contrasting numbers, because I cannot for the life of me see who that is.
Well, it is number 5 at bat. And
yeah, it's right at the bat.
Yeah, and then, but as far as the runners
courtesy
go,
runner,
yeah,
don't know.
runners go, and can't tell you. But
Wright's first pitch swung on, and that one is drilled back into the netting for strike 1. So a no ball, 1 strike count, 4 runs across for Hobbs, 2 down, and the bases are still loaded. Wright took a first pitch into left field between short and third to start this ball game off. Still just a couple outs ago as the 0-1 pitch from Brito. That one is outside. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. You got Singleton at first, Puig at second, Salmon at third. And at the plate, it's the leadoff hitter, Hunter Wright, a chance to cash in some more runs. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot, and it hit the tree before it hit the white pickup. It's not my white pickup, but I would hate for anybody to, after the hail last night, I'd hate for anybody to get a baseball ding.
yeah, oh boy.
So a 1 ball, 2 strike count now to Wright at the plate. Bases full. 1-2 delivery. Swung on. That one is lifted high in the air, and that one is going to tail out and into the warm-up area. So Wright a little bit behind on those last couple of breakers from Brito.
As Brito just needs to just bring it in. Throw strikes. Get it over the plate. Let the chips fall where they may.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bases are full of Eagles. Hobbs leading 4-0, top of the first. 1-2 delivery, swung on, off of the hands. That's going to be a little dribbler as Tavera goes up. Nope, they're going to call foul. They're going to say that it hit behind and then squirted out, so the count stays 1-2. That would have been trouble for Tavera. He's got a good arm, but Wright's not the leadoff hitter for nothing. He's got good speed. So it's still 1-2, and the Brito pitch swung on, and that'll be a drill shot that's going to fall into shallow center field. That'll get 1 run home. That'll get 2 run home. It'll bobbled by Sanchez. And so a 2 RBI single to center for Hunter Wright as Salmon scores from third. Puig scores from second. Singleton moves around to third, and it has just not been a good top of the first for Lovington. They trail 6-0. So now it'll be Graham to the plate. He walked and scored earlier this inning. Wright always a threat over at first. Brito back in the stretch. Checks the runner, kicks and fires, and that one will be outside to Graham for ball 1. Oh, a 1 ball, no strike count. Eagles at the corners. 6 runs across here in the early going.
Wheels off kind of early for Lovington. It's tough to get down before you even get a chance to get out there.
1-0 pitch, check swing. Did he go? Nope, and it was low and away for ball 2.
Before you even get a chance to get up to bat yourself. You just feel like there's such a weight on you as a team with all those runs that you're staring out on the board.
Wright leads off of first, Singleton off of third, and the fastball is high for ball 3. You've got to think that maybe Coach Dak is going to, at some point, go get the hook on Brito. He is his number 1 starter, but he is struggling mightily here in the cold and the wind. The 3-0 pitch outside, ball 4, and Graham walked for the second time this inning, and the bases full of Eagles once again. And they try the little squeeze and sliding back in. Nope, not sliding back in.
Oh.
And so they get out number 3 as Singleton will be nailed, napping 2-5 for out number 3. But Hobbs does the damage as they score 6 runs on a couple of hits. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Wildcat and Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
Back here at Wildcat Field as Hobbs strikes in the top of the first. 6 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners were left on base. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle as we head to the bottom of the first. Leading it off, it'll be Brito. He'll be followed by Garcia and Sanchez. Then in the cleanup spot, Victor Tejeda, then Jordy Tavera, then Jonathan Aceves batting 7th. Is Damian Nava batting 8th, Yahir Salinas, and the 9th place hitter is going to be Ryan Marquez. So on the hill today for Hobbs, it'll be J.D. Pareda as he has taken his warm-up tosses, and Singleton throws it on down to second for the throwdown. And we are ready to go bottom of the first. Lovington trying to dig out of a hole here. So it'll be Brito trying to help his own cause. Settles into the right side box for Coach Deck's Cats. And the line in the first pitch from Pareda. The fastball is going to miss away. Whoa, that just caught the outside corner. Strike 1.
Okay.
Kind of a late call there.
And in.
And the pitch, and that one is going to nip the outside corner for strike 2.
So really about the same place. Those breaking balls, but one a little high, one a little bit low. Both in the zone.
One thing about the Eagle pitchers, they don't waste much time. That one he's not going to get him to chase.
Nope.
And so it'll be ball 1. So a 1-2 strike count. Diego Brito at the plate. Bottom of the first inning. Lovington trying to dig out of the 6-0 hole. And the 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ring him up and sit him down as Brito goes down, waving at that one, and it'll bring Luis Garcia to the plate.
And at least he did go down swinging. You want to see, you at least by the second, third, strike that you're seeing, you want to be cutting at that, trying to get the timing even if you miss.
As the lefty steps in, and Pareda takes a little bit off of that one, and it'll nip the knees of Garcia for strike 1. So a 0-1 strike count. Set Hobbs defense for you momentarily. The 0-1 swung on and missed as Garcia having a little trouble catching up with the fastball there.
Pareda throwing pretty hard today.
And so it's a 0-2 strike count. Pareda kicks and fires, and that fastball is going to come inside and make it a 1-2 strike count. So it's a 1-2 strike count. Garcia at the plate, 1 down, bottom of the first. Lovington trailing 6-0. And the wind in the pitch, that breaking ball going to be high. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the 2-2 strike count from Pareda, who, again, does not waste much time in the line, and the pitch swung on. That'll be a chopper. Puig will gobble it up at second, just underhanded, almost rolls it over to McPeters at first, but it's in time for out number 2. Score that one 4-3, and there's 2 down for the Cats here in the bottom of the first. Now Gilbert Sanchez will check in. Hobbs defense, it's Pareda and Singleton. They're your battery. McPeters, Puig, McCool, and Graham first to third. Wright, McNabb, Salmon from left to right. So now it's the number 3 hitter, the center fielder Sanchez, settling into the right side box, and the first pitch from Pareda is going to be on the inside corner, called strike 1.
Pretty efficient movement by Pareda as well.
0-1 pitch, and that one is swung on and into the glove as Sanchez waves. Oh, did he tip it?
Yeah, I think he tipped it.
All right. So foul tipped, but into the glove for strike 2.
Heard a little contact.
So it's a 0-2 strike count as the wind starts whipping a little bit, and the pitch, fastball swung on and missed. That'll be strike 3, and so it's a 1-2-3 inning in their half of the first for the Wildcats. We've played 1 here at Wildcat Field. It's Hobbs 6, Lovington nothing. You're listening to Lovington Wildcat and Hobbs Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
General Welding Supply, Inc., the only locally owned and operated welding supply shop in Lea County. Why is shopping local important? There are many reasons. Shopping local keeps your dollar right here in Lea County. The staff at General Welding Supply shops the same stores you do. How about support? General Welding Supply supports local by sponsoring schools and youth sports. Shop General Welding Supply in Hobbs and Lovington. General Welding Supply, a proud supporter of Lovington sports. Find them fast at names and numbers.
Back here at Wildcat Field, Lovington goes 1-2-3 in their half of the first as we head to the second inning. Leading it off for Hobbs, it'll be McNabb, McCool, and Pareda. So 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the Eagle lineup due up. And they already have the 6-0 lead, Dawn Morgan.
Yes, a little bit of a hole. Lovington, what they want to do is try to get out of this inning as quickly as they can and get in there and start batting. They're definitely having a little trouble with Paredes' heat.
Well, now let's see how Brito bounces back as Coach Deck will leave him out on the bump for this one.
And
So just
McNabb,
taking his time.
Yep, McNabb's he's warming up. And it is chilly, and that wind is picking up. As you can see, it's quite gusty at times. And McNabb hit a little grounder over to first base and was thrown out, but moved runners around his first time up at bat.
So he's 0 for 1, but he did move the runners. So he's looking to get on base, one of just 2 Eagles who has yet to reach base in this one.
Yep, Wright, Graham, McCool, Parada, Salmon, and Puig all scored for Hobbs in their first time at bat.
And let me double check, but I think we may have a new pitcher in the game.
Oh, okay.
And as a matter of fact,
Okay, let's see. What is this number?
that's Aceves, who is okay. Yeah, that's the way it usually works. So Aceves will take over at the helm. Like, wow, all of a sudden Diego's got kind of a different delivery out there. So Aceves will move on to the hill. Brito will move over to first.
All right.
Yep, that's Brito over at first. So, all right. So Aceves now on the hill. So let's see how his luck fares as he will face off against Eric McNabb. He always pitches from the stretch. He'll set at the belt, kick and fire, and it's a hot shot on the ground, gobbled up by Salinas. He'll toss it over to Brito, who has to do a little fancy footwork. He was a little bit out of position and gets the toe on the bag, and so 4-3 for out number 1. So now it'll be Brevin McCool to the plate. Had a 2 RBI single to center in the first and also scored. So McCool, the cleanup hitter for the Eagles. Puts the right toe right on the plate line. And the first pitch from Aceves is going to be a fastball high, and it'll be a 1-0 count to McCool. Outfield playing about halfway back. Wind blowing in mostly a little bit of right to left.
McCool stepped up and hit the first pitch he saw his first time at bat.
Yes, he did. And the 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. Please don't hit the gold M glass.
A good cut, but he hit under the ball and spun that back.
Count evened up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Barada waits on deck as the hat flies off of Aceves. Of course, thanks for being with us wherever you are today on HobbsAmerica.com, both the Hobbs and Lovington sports channels at Hobbs America and the Hobbs and Lovington sports channels on YouTube. 1-1 pitch on the way from Aceves. Whoa, a little inside, and McCool having to kind of spin out of the way of that one, and it'll be ball 2. Lovington, not with the pitching staff so far, not with the best command they've had. They threw a whale of a game against Clovis last week as the 2-1 pitch on the way. Check swing, did he go? Nope, he held it up. It'll be ball 3. A 3 ball, 1 strike count. Pretty good crowd on hand for a chilly, windy Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, everybody bundled up pretty well.
And the pitch, and that one is swung on. It'll be a chopper. Comes up the middle, charging is Garcia. Gets it in front of the bag at second, and will wing it over to Brito in time at first. 6-3 for out number 2.
Nice play. Really nice play. As Garcia really had to watch that ball. It was threatening to take some funny hops and bounces, and he played that and hit that in mid-stride, timed that throw really well. And then, even though it was kind of a high throw, Salinas went up
So now it'll be Parada.
Yep. Went upstairs and had to get that, but pulled it down, stayed on the bat.
First pitch to J.D. is on the outside corner, called strike 1. 0-0 ball, 1 strike count. Top of the second inning, Hobbs leading 6-0. Aceves on in relief. Sets at the belt, gets his sign from Tejeda, and the 0-1 swung on, and that one is going to be poked foul out to right field. Is getting it right on the end of the bat was Barada. And so it's a no-ball, 2-strike count now in a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup.
And I'm sure Lovington is wishing that they could just wipe that first at-bat by Hobbs out of the books and call this their first inning.
Probably what they wish they could do. It's a no-ball, 2-strike count and the pitch, and that one is in the dirt. Ball 1.
So 1-2 the count on Parada at the plate. 2 outs.
Tejeda sets up over the inside this time in the 1-2. As Aceves will set and fire, swung on. That one is going to be drilled out to right center field. That one is going to roll, get all the way to the wall. Parada rounds first. He's heading towards second as it's dug out of the fence by Sanchez. He will fire it in. Parada heads to third, and he's got a stand-up triple with 2 outs. Put a charge in that one and headed all the way to third base.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Just a really solid line drive out there. And did roll. It had such force it rolled all the way to that wall. So good job. And he kind of glanced over his shoulder as he rounded second, but he was planning to take third all the way. Third base coach was waving him over.
So now to be Salmon stepping in. He walked and scored back in the first. So not an official at-bat yet. We got Parada standing over at third as the lefty Salmon. First pitch swung on, and that one is going to be drilled foul down the first base line for strike 1. Thing about Hobbs, they do not waste much time. If they see a pitch they like, they take a hack at it.
You know, they have been really aggressive. They have a history of that ever since Coach Birmingham coached high school. And, of course, he's all about, you know, the offense, all about teaching great batting technique. And Hobbs really has had that tradition ever since.
0-1 pitch on the way, and that one's in the dirt. It is going to get away from the catcher Tejeda, roll all the way back to the retaining wall, and Parada will score standing up. Actually, that's Brewer, who was in running for Parada. So on the wild pitch, it'll make it a 7-0 ball game.
Well, Tejeda managed to block. You know, he had a glove on it and thought he had it stopped, but it ended up getting by him.
So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Salmon at the plate. And the kick and the pitch, fastball, and that one framed up nicely by Tejeda. Hits the outside corner, strike 2.
Yeah, pretty good fastball. Nicely placed. That wind may have carried that just a bit.
And so the 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. And it is going to be off speed and outside. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. We are here in the top of the second inning. Hobbs up 7-0. Aceves on in relief. Sets at the belt, and the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that one is going to just miss away. Ball 3. Must have been about maybe a quarter inch outside. It was a pretty close one. So a full count now to Salmon at the plate. Tejeda sets up low and inside. And the payoff pitch on the way. And that one is swung on, and that one will be fouled over towards the Hobbs dugout. Fielded ably by the first baseman McPeters over warming up.
Salmon hanging tough, and Aceves hanging in there as a pitcher as well. Just needing one more out. We've got 2 outs. Bases are cleaned off now. But damage is done with another run across the plate this inning.
So the 3-ball, 2-strike count. And the payoff once again swung on and missed. Ring him up and sit him down. Second K of the game for Lovington pitching. Hobbs sends 4 to the plate, gets 1 home. We've played an inning and a half. It's Hobbs 7, Lovington nothing. You're listening to the Wildcats and the Eagles from Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
A smarter, easier way to manage your Lea County electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lea County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lea County Electric, owned by those we serve.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle's new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that helps keep your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington, your Napa Auto Store.
In the top of the second inning, one run on one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It will be Tejeda, Tavera, Aceves, your batters, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as the throw goes down to second. A 7-0 lead for Hobbs here in Lovington's second game of the season from here at Wildcat Field. Final time this season, these two squads will meet. Hobbs's next game, of course, all of this is pending, will actually be at Artesia a week from today. Lovington's next contest, well, we'll talk about it after Pareda kicks and deals to Tavera, and that one is on the outside corner, strike one.
Yeah, and just on the low end of the zone, right at the knees. Good pitch, good fastball.
Lovington will be heading to Carlsbad on Saturday as the 0-1 took a little bit off of that one, and it's in there, strike two.
Again, working very quick. Parada
gets the ball, and he's ready to go. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be low and away. Ball one. Our next broadcast for these Lovington Wildcats will be a week from today, as we're right back here at Wildcat Field. Another Lea County matchup, the Eunice Cardinals to town, and the 1-2 pitch swung on off the end of the bat. Roller to Peters at first. McPeters steps on the bag, and it is a ground out, unassisted, for out number one.
But I like the way Tejeda ran that out. Yeah, he saw that he was likely going to get beaten to the bag, but anything can happen. You never know. Sometimes first baseman can stumble. They can stumble on the bag. They can drop the ball, and you want to run it out. That's good baseball basics.
Yes, it is. And so stepping in, it'll be Jordy Tavera, the third baseman. Big righty sets up at the back of the box, and Parada's first pitch is on the outside corner, strike one.
Here we are in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Not much wasted time, and the fastball outside evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield for the Eagles, playing fairly shallow.
Yeah, it's
right's the deepest. He's about 2/3 of the way back. Everybody else probably not even quite halfway, as the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball swung on and catches that one off the handle and squibs it back to the retaining wall on the third base line for strike two.
They're playing pretty true to position. Your outfield playing back quite a bit. Your infield shallow, and McNabb out there in center is shading over to the left just a bit.
Wind still blowing in, gusts up to 20, 25 miles an hour. Pareda gets the sign and the 1-2 pitch fastball, and it's a little comebacker as JD handles it, fires it over to McPeters at first. Out number two, 1-3. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cats in their half of the second. So now it'll be Jonathan Aceves now on the hill, coming to the plate to try and help his own cause out a little bit. His team trailing 7-0.
There is a big hole between the right field Salmon and center fielder McNabb.
First pitch, and that'll be outside to Jonathan, and it's ball one.
So if Aceves could manage to connect and maybe hit it out there, he'd certainly be on base and help Lovington.
1-0 pitch, and that fastball will run inside. And it'll make it 2 balls, no strikes. Right at on the hill, pitching to Aceves, a 2-0 count. Singleton sets up outside and takes a little bit off of that one, and it'll be at the knees, right down the heart of the plate for strike one. Probably not going to get a much better pitch than that.
That's dialed that right in.
Open stance for Aceves in the wind in the pitch, and got a little breaker on that one. Evens the count at 2-2.
He
as
decided.
Aceves swings through.
Yeah, Aceves decided way too late to take a cut at that one.
No, it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pareda not wasting any time. And the 2-2 pitch fastball swung on, and that is a hard shot off the leg of Pareda. Picks it up off the mound and fires the fastball to McPeters. 1-3 for out number 3. He's up. He's doing fine.
That's going to
Knocked
hurt.
it down.
Yeah.
That's going to leave a mark.
Big bruise right there.
Having had
Yeah.
foot problems today and still having foot problems today,
Oh, dear.
ouch, that's all we can say. Cats go 1-2-3 in their half of the second. We head to the third. It's Hobbs 7, Lovington nothing. You're listening to Wildcat and Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
We see that you've trusted for over 75 years. Being open for that length of time can only happen with consistency, service, and local engagement. Now Pharmacy has supported the local youth in City of Lovington for over 75 years. When you need a pharmacist, you can trust that Now Pharmacy will be there for your needs. Go by Now Pharmacy located at 122 West Adams in Lovington today. Now Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Lovington Wildcats.
Looking for tubing testing and scanning in the Permian Basin? Call Empire Services. Empire's been in business since 2012 and has maintained the professional and dependable service company for tubing testing and scanning. Empire Services, a proud supporter of all Lovington High School athletics. The team at Empire Services wishes the Cat athletes the best of luck this season. Don't forget, if you're in need of tubing testing and scanning, call Empire Services at 575-318-6465, 318-6465.
In the bottom of the second inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the third. It's McPeters, Puig, Singleton, your first 3 batters. And with your 7-0 score, Hobbs in the lead. Here's the call with TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. As you mentioned, 7, 8, and 9 due up for Hobbs here in their half of the third inning. Aceves stays on the hill for Lovington. McPeters 0 for 1. He struck out back in that big first inning for Hobbs where they sent 11 runners, or rather 11 batters, to the plate. So McPeters, one of just 2 Eagles who have yet to reach the base paths this afternoon. So McPeters, the strikeout victim, stretches out. Now he'll settle into the right side box. McPeters, of course, wears number 9. Neutral stance as Tejeda down, given the signs. Aceves will set, and we are underway here in the third. Fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. Top of the third inning, a 7-0 Hobbs lead from here at Wildcat Field in Lovington. A 1 delivery on the way. Fastball, actually an off-speed pitch, took something off of it, and McPeters well out in front of it. It'll be strike 2.
And Aceves has notched a strikeout in relief. He has not walked any batters.
The 0-2 pitch coming up as Aceves gets the sign and the pitch swung on, and that one's heading to the parking lot. Please don't hit the ML, and I'll be a happy camper. And we redo no balls, 2 strikes.
Brito was your starter for Lovington, and he had 5 walks and a strikeout in his first inning that he pitched.
And 6 earned runs to his total 2. Not going to make his ERA any better as the 0-2 pitch swung on, and that one is hit high in the air. The wind going to hang that one up, though. Charging in is Nava. He's going to be called off by Garcia as the wind just pulled that one back in, and Garcia on a fly out that would have probably hit the roof at Tropicana Field, would have hit, what do they call it, the C-ring.
Yeah.
But it's just a big pop-out, in essence, for McPeters. So the fly out to the shortstop, and now
if that had gone as far as it went up, it would have been over the fence.
it would have been out.
Yeah.
So now Puig will step in. He had an RBI on a walk, also scored back in the first, and the first pitch gets away from Aceves a little bit. It'll be ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. We are in the top of the third inning. Hobbs leading this one 7-0 on just 5 hits. Too many walks for Lovington in a big first inning for Hobbs. Has the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that one is going to be in the dirt. Ball 2. Kenyon Singleton waits on deck. Then it'll cycle back around to the top of the Hobbs lineup. 2 balls, no strikes that count. Hobbs trying to repeat what they did in Hobbs a couple of weeks ago. Get an early night in as the wind and the pitch, and that one is away for ball 3. Of course, immediately following this game, you want to come out to the park, the Hobbs and Lovington JV teams will be squaring off. And so Aceves trying to find a ball he likes. Coach Deck keeps sending him out there. All right, try this one. Okay, how about this one? Okay, how about this one? I think he found one he likes. So it's a 3-0 count. Puig at the plate, the lefty for Coach Boyle's Eagles. Slightly open stance in the 3-0 pitch, and that one will be a fastball on the outside corner. Strike one. Got to think the take sign probably on there.
Yeah, I think definitely, Puig leaned into that one, but he showed no signs of trying to go for it.
Of course, you're seeing less and less of that anymore.
Used to it was automatically.
The take,
3-0 count, you would take it.
3-1 pitch, and that one's up and away, ball 4, and Puig will get his second walk of the afternoon, and that'll put him on first with one down. And now Kenyon Singleton comes to the plate. Had the RBI walk back in the first, and then his courtesy runner was
thrown out,
trying a little squeeze that could have extended the inning a little bit for Hobbs. But so a base running error cost the Eagles, but did a favor for the Wildcats. So now the number 9 hitter will step in the open stance. Aceves always from the stretch checks on Puig over at first, and the line in the first pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. Strike one. Got up in the wind and curled out over the first base dugout.
1 out, 1 on. 1 walk issued now by Aceves in relief.
About a step and a half at first for Puig. It's an 0-1 count to Singleton at the plate. Swung on. That one's heading over our heads and to the street for strike 2. Hobbs getting quite a few of them foul tipped and fouling them out of play here in their 2 1/3 innings.
Quite a good crowd on hand. Everybody bundled up with coats, jackets,
and
blankets.
And a throw over to first. Sliding back in is Puig. Yeah, definitely a day for that. You don't really expect that playing baseball here in the middle of March, but
May
11th.
11th.
I wished it was March.
May 11th.
I'm still stuck, when everything's just off. And the 0-2 pitch runner goes. Throw down by Tejeda, not going to be in time. It'll be a stolen base for Puig. And it was
a strike. So
strike 3.
Out.
So and Singleton will go down looking. So that'll be the second K of the ball game for Tejeda. Now there's 2 away for Hobbs, and it'll turn the lineup over as Hunter Wright steps in. Wright a couple of singles, couple RBIs, and a run scored in this one.
But Puig with a stolen base, sitting on second in scoring position for Hobbs.
As Aceves will check off on him. Now he'll pop off and comes out. Good thing he didn't throw it because Salinas and Garcia, neither one of them was.
Right.
He'd have thrown that one. It would have been up to Sanchez in center for the tag out.
Yeah, and probably would have been home. Puig would have been on home, sitting on home by that time.
As Aceves will check him again, then come to the plate. It's in the dirt, gets away as it bounces off the plate. Tejeda will let it get by him as Puig rounds third like he's coming home. And Coach Boyle over there, whoa, slow up, Bernie. gets the on the passed ball. So a stolen base and a pass ball has another Hobbs run just 90 feet away. And it's a 1-0 count to Wright at the plate. Tejeda down, giving the sign, sets up right over the heart of things. As Aceves kicks and fires. That one's in the dirt. It is going to bounce off the plate again. Should have been blocked by Tejeda. And so the passed ball, another passed ball, will make it an 8-0 Hobbs lead. So 8-0, but it'll clear the base paths with 2 down, and Wright still at the plate with a 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes. There are 2 away. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Lovington needs to get out of this and find a way to get the bats going.
Some costly pitching and catching errors here.
2-0 is up high for ball 3. Day like today, Lovington, they've got a little bit of power, but they're going to have trouble taking on the Hobbs pitching staff today. Might have to think about just switching over and playing small ball if you can as the 3-0 pitch, and that one will be a check swing in there, strike 1.
Yeah, good pitch, right down the pike.
No, it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count. To the leadoff hitter Wright, 2 down, bases clear. Outfield playing fairly deep. Nava about halfway back, so a little shallow in left, as that one is up and in, ball 4, and so a walk. And now the dangerous Hunter Wright on the base paths, and the dangerous Colton Graham to the plate. Graham, 2 walks, has scored a run, so he's officially 0 for 0 with a run scored, as now Tejeda will take a moment, hop out, talk to Aceves. Just make sure that they're on the same page and the right page. Don't have to worry so much about the runner with 2 down.
Right.
Want to worry about him a little, especially if he gets over to third, but
right now, you need to focus on the batter.
Yep, that's exactly what you need to do. So Graham, the third baseman. We mentioned a couple of walks, 0 for 0 with a run scored. Is yet to have an official at bat in this one. As Wright gets a pretty good lead all the way to the edge of the cutout over at first. Brito holds him on, and the first pitch will be off speed and outside corner, strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch. He's got a good breaking ball. When he checks it, he has a tendency to get a little wild with that breaking ball.
So it's a no ball, 1 strike count, and the throw over to first, not in time, is sliding back in safely, is Wright. Aceves on the hill in relief, giving up a couple earned runs, but has pitched pretty well in relief. And the 0-1 pitch, and that one is away. Evens it up at 1-1 to Graham. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Colton Graham is the hitter for the Hobbs Eagles, who lead this one 8-0, top of the 3rd inning. Brito holds right on over at first. Jonathan will set, fires to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed, as Graham wanted to give that one a ride and just mistimed his swing a little bit. Strike 2.
I think he wanted that too much and was teeing off on it and swinging before he ever really dialed in on it.
So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. Graham at the plate. So Aceves checks the runners. Runner goes. The wind and the pitch. Fastball inside. And it will be the stolen base for Wright, who gets him into scoring position.
Yeah, not even an attempt at a throw there.
But not quite defensive indifference.
True.
Not sure if he bobbled it, so we'll make it a stolen base in the book.
Yep.
2 ball, 2 strikes is the count to Graham at the plate. Aceves deals. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, ring him up and sit him down. And so in the top half of the 3rd, Hobbs scratches another run across. After 2.5, it's Hobbs 8. Lovington trying to get on the board. This is Wildcat and Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Hey, Wildcat fans. Wildcat sports are back in full swing. Catch the action live at the stadium, in the gym, or the diamond, or see it on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Links on the school webpage, social media, or streaming at hobbsamerica.com. The Lovington Wildcats are the finest in the West, and we love to cheer on the athletes. Thank you to our Wildcat family for your continued support. Lovington schools are the best school district in all of Lea County. Wildcat strong, go Big Blue.
Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. For heating and air, it's all you need. Great same-day service, guaranteed. Friendly, fast, professional too. Tech, get the job done right the first time. Your comfort is our concern. Tech air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Tech.
See our ad on page 6 in names and numbers.
In the top of the 3rd inning, and 1 run on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nava Salinas Marquez, your batters up. Hobbs is leading this one 8-0, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan, as J.D. Pareda on the hill for Hobbs through his first 2 innings has yet to give up a hit, so it'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for Lovington, Nava Salinas, and Marquez. So Lovington trying to get something going, anything going here, down 8-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So the left fielder, Nava steps in the first pitch from Paredes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strike count. At some point, do you think about maybe bunting and use? Lovington has good team speed.
Right.
And trying to play small ball.
Yes.
And the 1-0 pitch, and that one is going to be a meatball right down the middle, but low. For ball 2.
Mm-hmm.
Looked pretty good from up here, but Nava a good eye to hold off on it. Pareda, the quick worker, in the 2-0 pitch. That fastball inside, ball 3.
Man, that had a lot of heat on it, too. He came back with a nice fastball. Just couldn't quite dial it in right over the plate. And Nava, good eye, watching these go.
3-0 pitch from Pareda on the way, and that fastball is going to hit the inside corner, strike 1. Nava looked like he was ready to toss the bat and run on down to first, but the man in blue, actually in black today, said nope. 3-1 pitch, and that one is up and away, ball 4, and Lovington will have their first base runner of the ball game.
And it is the first walk issued by Pareda this afternoon.
So now you hear Salinas, the second baseman, steps to the plate for Lovington with a runner at first in the form of Nava. Nava with good speed over at first. McPeters will hold him on. That'll put Pareda in the stretch, and the first pitch fastball. That one will be at the knees and strike 1.
Nice fastball, and again, picking that up just a little bit right at the knees. Good pitch by Pareda.
On the no ball, 1 strike count, a lead for Nava in the wind in the pitch. That one will be a bouncer into the Hobbs dugout over on the first base line for strike 2. Infield going to be a double play depth. Outfield playing fairly shallow.
Was a good cut by Salinas. That would have been a strike, I believe, so it was a good thing he cut at it. Got a piece of it. Just needs to straighten that out.
As the setting high is Pareda, and the pitch fastball in there, called strike 3.
Yeah.
Salinas goes down looking. That'll be the third K of the ball game for Pareda, and it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Ryan Marquez.
Yeah, and that ball, it was fast, but it was close enough. He should have been protecting the plate and swinging at that one, and he knew it. At the instant it went across the plate, he thought, you could see him react to that.
And now Marquez to the plate. Nava leads off first. Pareda checks, fires, fastball, belt high over the middle. Not going to see a better pitch than that all day to swing at. Marquez watches it into the glove of Singleton for strike 1. When you get one like that, you got to swing at it. I know you're trying to work the count a little bit, but
you got to try to work that bat.
A 1 pitch swung on, and that one will be missed for strike 2. That one might have been a little bit outside, actually.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good example of didn't swing when you should have, and then swung when you shouldn't have. So.
No balls, 2 strikes that count. Nava at first, and the wind in the pitch. That fastball, snap throw down, and the sweep tag, and in time. And so it is a strike 'em out, throw 'em out, double play as Nava is out 2-3 for out number 3. And so this may be the most perfect game, or the most interesting perfect game that I've ever called. So Lovington is they've had a base runner, so it's not technically a perfect game, but they're still on track to have minimum number come to the plate. We've played 3. It's Hobbs 8, Lovington nothing. This is Hobbs and Lovington baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Exactly do you look for when choosing a bank? The choice is clear. First American Bank has been helping customers like you since 1903. That's over 100 years of banking expertise and knowledge at your convenience. First American Bank takes pride in helping small business from banking to lending. They get it done. First American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200.
Whatever your tire needs may be, you can always count on Forest Tire. Whether it's roadside assistance, a new battery, brakes, an alignment, a new set of tires for around town, off-road or work, or just a flat tire, being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performances without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
In the bottom of the third inning, it was 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Hobbs coming up to bat. They lead 8-0. It will be McNabb, McCool, Pareda, your first 3 batters. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as the Eagles come up with the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5, due up and an 8-0 lead. Lovington got their first base run of the inning, but a strike 'em out, throw 'em out double play ended any threat that they would have had. So the Cats just nothing going their way today as McNabb will step in. He's 0 for 2. Number 3 hitter in the Hobbs lineup takes the first pitch outside from Aceves for ball 1. One of only 2 Eagles who have not reached safely this afternoon.
Aceves in relief has struck out 3 and walked 2. He's got 2 earned runs against him.
As the 1-0 delivery, and that fastball swung on, and that's heading to the parking lot. Evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, McNabb just he decided way late that he wanted to take a cut at that one, and he started a little earlier. I think that ball would have been well in the outfield.
For Hobbs, six in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. How they get to their 8 on the board. As Aceves will set the 1-1 pitch, took something off of that one, and it is just high for ball 2.
It was right over the plate, but just a little too high, just above the letters.
If McNabb's an inch taller, that may be a strike.
I think so.
So a 2-ball, 1 strike count just underway, top of the 4th inning, and the pitch, and that one is going to be low for ball 3.
Wow, again, pretty much right over the plate, just a little too high, a little too low, and then.
Well, a minute ago, if Eric's an inch taller, it's a strike, and this time, if he's an inch shorter, it's a strike. So a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Aceves gets the sign, and the pitch swung on, and that one's heading to the parking lot. And we've got a full count to McNabb, who leads off the 4th. And the oohs and ahs says somebody lost a windshield.
Uh-oh.
You learn the sounds of the game from the booth,
yeah,
and you just hope it's not your windshield.
Even if you don't hear glass break, you can tell the groans and the moans from the faithful in attendance.
So that'll run the count full and the payoff pitch, and that one is going to be up and in, ball 4, and so a leadoff walk. So McNabb will reach for his first time today, and it'll bring Brevin McCool to the plate. McCool 1 for 2. With a 2 RBI single, also scored back in the first, grounded out sharply to Garcia in the second. So he's 1 for 2, and now he's got one of his running mates, McNabb, over at first with nobody out. McNabb gets about a step over there as Brito will hold him on. Garcia shades slightly towards second in the first pitch. Aceves takes something off of it, and McCool swings through it, strike 1.
That was a good pitch, actually.
Got to think that McCool was sitting dead red on that one and got fooled with an off-speed pitch.
Yes, I think he was expecting Aceves to bring the heat.
0-1 the count.
He's way up in the front of the plate, too.
Yes, he is. And the wind and the pitch, and that one will be low and away. Evens the count at 1-1. McNabb at first worked the leadoff walk. Marquez in right, playing about halfway back. Sanchez playing pretty well straight away, maybe a step or two towards left center, and about 3/4 of the way back. And Nava about halfway back, normal positioning in left. Infield looking at double play depth as the 1-1 pitch, and just a little foul ball off the knob of the bat for strike 2.
And I think that would have been a called strike. And I think that's why McCool decided at the last minute, I think I better swing at that, but didn't have enough time to get anything around and get anything on it.
So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Brevin McCool at the plate, McNabb on first. Brito holds him on. Infield hoping for a sharp grounder right at one of them. As the 1-2 on the way as the runner goes, that's going to be in the dirt, and the stolen base to McNabb. Puts a runner in scoring position. 2-2 the count at the plate to McCool. Parada waits on deck for Hobbs.
McNabb out there with a healthy lead off second.
2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and that'll be a line shot. Going to find its way into left field. Nava will come over and get it, and so the Eagles will just go station to station. McNabb to third, and McCool has his second single of the ball game. So now Eagles at the corners with Parada coming to the plate for what potentially could be the winning runs of the ball game. Of course, it's 10 after 5, so we've still got a lot of baseball to play here this afternoon, but
yeah, Parada with a single and a stand-up triple his first 2 times at bat.
2 for 2 with 2 runs scored.
Yep.
Line in the first pitch, and that one is going to be hit high in the air, but the wind going to hang it up as Sanchez will go over into the gap in left center and make it, tagging up at third, and coming home is McNabb. McCool has to stay stapled over at first. He was running on the play. It was a hit and run, so Parada will get the sac RBI fly.
To Nava?
To Sanchez.
Sanchez, right.
But it'll make it
8.
9-0 in favor of the Hobbs Eagles. So now Salmon in, walked and struck out, so he's 0 for 1. He did score. As McCool gets a little lead off over at first. And the wind in the first pitch as McCool goes again, as Tejeda has to climb the ladder to get to that one. McCool will have the stolen base, and so Hobbs as what potentially could be their winning runner in scoring position. Like I said, of course, we still got Lovington still has 6 outs to work with here. So far from over. Salmon at the plate, and it's a 1-0 count to Caleb. And the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Evens count 1-1.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch, and Salmon swung under that just a little bit. His timing wasn't bad; just a little late on it.
So the 1-ball, 1-strike count. Garcia shades over to keep McCool honest over at second. Aceves checks, kicks and fires outside. Ball 2.
Just missed that corner.
So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. There is 1 down, 1 run across for Hobbs here in their half of the 4th inning. They lead this one 9-0. Trying to put a couple more up against the Cats as Aceves kicks and fires to the plate. Off-speed pitch, and Salmon waves at strike 2.
Again, nice pitch. Aceves kind of is finding some rhythm here. He's come in and done a pretty good job in relief. He's keeping his eye out there, definitely keeping an eye on McCool on second base. I think he knows, Aceves knows, he represents the potential.
2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is heading to the street behind us. So we'll reset and do 2 balls, 2 strikes again.
Just the 1 out.
Of course, again, Hobbs' next game after this one will be a doubleheader in Artesia a week from today. Our next streamcast for Lovington will also be a week from today as the Eunice Cardinals come to town. 2-2 delivery on the way, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up. The wind going to get it as Garcia waves everybody off and makes the grab for out number 2. Another one of those that the wind picks it up and hangs it up for the pop out. So 2 down now is Zach McPeters to the plate. He's the other Eagle who is yet to reach today, 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, flew out. He had that big pop out in the third.
And he, I feel a little bit sorry for these hitters who are slugging these pretty good balls up in the air, and the wind's just hanging them up.
So McPeters will settle in the line, and the first pitch is away. Ball 1. Tejeda corrals it. A 1-ball, no strike count. Puig waits on deck.
Of course, it's good news for Lovington, and their fielders they're doing a pretty good job on defense, really watching those balls and hanging with them.
The pitch, and that one is going to be up and away. Ball 2. As Garcia having to go back and forth, and so is Salinas, kind of back and forth to keep McCool honest and close over at second. As the wind continues to come in pretty much straight in from center field. 2-0 pitch, and that one is going to be inside. Ball 3. With 3-0 count, have to see if McPeters gets the green light here, if he gets something that he thinks he can handle from Aceves. Or if Coach Boyle will have the take sign on, McCool, up by 9.
McCool with a real healthy lead over there off second.
3-0 pitch, and that one is high, ball 4. And so that'll put runners at first and second as now Puig to the plate. Puig, a couple of walks, an RBI, and a couple of runs scored in this one.
That's the 4th walk now that Aceves has issued.
And we will have a pitching change as that'll do it for Aceves, as it looks like he'll be heading out to center field to take over for Sanchez. So Sanchez will come in, and he will take over the pitching duty. So Sanchez, the 3rd Lovington pitcher of the afternoon, will come to the hill. So with the pitching change, we'll take the time out. You're listening to Hobbs and Lovington Baseball from No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Earthquakes, recent layoffs, we've all been impacted during these turbulent times. I'm Shane Wesselter, CEO and founder of Gateway Insurance Group, Gateway Financial Advisors. With over 200 offices and representing all 50 states, we can help. Whether you have questions about the market volatility, whether you should buy, sell, or just write it out, whether you have questions about rolling your 401k to a private IRA, maybe you have questions about the recent premium deferral program for auto and home insurance. Regardless of what your questions are, give us a call, 858-GATEWAY. We are open and have staff and advisors willing to assist. In New Mexico, we have offices in Albuquerque, Clovis, Hobbs, and Santa Fe. We're happy to assist, even if we're not your current advisor. In New Mexico, you can give us a call at 505-585-5595.
For the local Hobbs office, call 393-4577.
We're all in this together. Be smart and stay healthy.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer, and member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Gateway Financial Advisors Incorporated and Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated are not affiliates.
General Welding Supply, Inc., the only locally owned and operated welding supply shop in Lea County. Why is shopping local important? There are many reasons. Shopping local keeps your dollar right here in Lea County. The staff at General Welding Supply shops the same stores you do. How about support? General Welding Supply supports local by sponsoring schools and youth sports. Shop General Welding Supply in Hobbs and Lovington. General Welding Supply, a proud supporter of Lovington sports. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lea County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lea County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Welcome back to Lovington and Hobbs baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Today's game, of course, available on the Hobbs Sports tab at hobbsamerica.com, the Lovington Sports tab at hobbsamerica.com, also on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us. So a pitching change is now Sanchez will head to the hill to try and staunch the bleeding as Aceves in relief is responsible for the runners on the corners. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, and the first pitch to Puig is going to be high from Sanchez for ball 1.
And Puig has had 2 walks in this game. He had a walk RBI, walked, and in the second time at bat, and has scored 2 runs.
1-0 pitch on the way from Sanchez, and that one is swung on, and it'll be high in the air to deep right or left center, and going over is Nava and making the grab, so Puig gives it a ride but flies out to end the inning. So Hobbs will scratch another run across in their half of the 4th. We've played 3.5. It's Hobbs 9, Lovington nothing. You're listening to Wildcat and Eagle Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
A coffee shop owner down the street is trying to pay tuition bills. The florist, who's been there for every life moment, is just a few years from retirement. And there's an entrepreneur who risked it all to open a restaurant. Lea County State Bank encourages you to shop small first this year. Our local businesses are barely hanging on, and they need our support now more than ever before. Follow Lea County State Bank on Facebook for small business spotlights. Visit us at onlinelcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know that right now is the perfect time to invest in a new home? The interest rates are incredibly low. More than likely, your payments will be lower than rent. Call Robinson & Associates today to get a listing of homes that are within your price range. Robinson & Associates will help you find what you're looking for, whether you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just have questions. Call Robinson & Associates today for a free consultation on how to save you money.
And in the top of the 4th inning, there was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lovington coming up to bat. Top of the order, Brito Garcia Sanchez, and they trail Hobbs. It is 9-0, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan, as Singleton makes the throw down to second. Yep, back to it as Brito will step in, of course, on the hook for the loss, unless Lovington can mount a whale of a comeback here. 0 for 1, he struck out to start the Lovington offensive ball game back in the 1st inning. Pareda still on the mound as Brito takes the first pitch and waves at the fastball, strike 1. That one a little bit high. I think maybe Diego a little bit antsy there trying to make something happen.
Well, you got to think Lovington's really frustrated at this point, just trying to get their offense going.
0-1 count, fastball. That one is going to be in the dirt. Gets away from Singleton. Back to the retaining wall. Evens it up at 1-1. Nobody on, so no harm, no foul. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Brito at the plate. Garcia on deck. Sanchez in the hole. 1-1 pitch swung on. and that'll be a dribbler towards McPeters at first. He gets it, holds off Murata, and will step on the bag himself, and so there is one away on the ground out to first, and that'll bring Garcia to the plate. Garcia 0 for 1, grounded out to Puig at second. Back in the first, so also 0 for 1 for the Lovington lefty. He'll dig into that left side box, the open stance. And the line in the first pitch from JD is going to be in the dirt, ball 1. Well, 1 ball, no strike count. Bottom of the 4th inning and 9-0 Hobbs lead. Lovington yet to find their offense this afternoon. 1-0 pitch swung on, and that's a little comebacker. Going to be barehanded by Parada and over to McPeters at first. 1-3 for out number 2, and that's the third one of those we've seen this ball game. So now it'll bring Sanchez to the plate, who is 0 for 1.
Yeah, Parada pitching a pretty good game in this one so far. He has struck out 4 and has walked 1, and of course no runs. He's got a shutout going.
And the wind and the pitch, and that'll be inside for ball 1. Now, you're not trying for the announcer jinx here, are you, Dawn?
No,
now, it is a shutout, but then the wind and the pitch swung on and missed, strike 1, because it's more than just a shutout at this point.
I know that I'm trying to just state the facts without jinxing anything or anyone.
That is okay. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, ball 2. And with 2 ball, 1 strike count. It is not a perfect game going on because he did allow a base runner, although they doubled him off. So he has still faced the minimum through 3 2/3. And the 2-1 pitch, fastball, outside, ball 3. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Gilbert Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez, of course, now the pitcher, and he'll take ball 4 inside.
Just the second walk issued by Parada this afternoon puts a runner on, gives Lovington some hope of getting a run across.
So now it'll be Tejeda to the plate. Tejeda 0 for 1. Grounded out to McPeters to start the second inning. Tejeda, the third baseman, and the catcher and the cleanup hitter. Takes the first pitch inside. Runner goes. The throw down from Singleton bounces. And McCool reaches back but can't apply the tag to Sanchez. And it'll be a stolen base. And Lovington's got a man in scoring position.
Yeah, a pretty nice stolen base as well.
And it's a 1-0 count to Tejeda at the plate. The one of the pitch. He shows bunt and pops it foul and up. Very, very, very dangerous bunt. Tejeda has good speed for a catcher, but with 2 outs, I'm not sure that's the right call. But
and again, I think this is just trying to piece together some small ball, get a run across. And I think, you sometimes as a coach, you take that chance, even with 2 outs. You just say, you know what, let's go for it. Let's try to get a runner around.
And Coach Deck tried at that time, but it was pushed foul by Tejeda. Sanchez at second, pretty good lead. Hobbs not really holding him on over there. As a radial check, now he'll come to the plate, swung on and foul tipped for strike 2.
Yeah, it's certainly not a situation that you would do if it's just a close ball game, a 1 or 2 run ball game. But you're down by 9, you're trying to get a run across. You take some chances sometimes.
A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pareto will check on the runner at second. That's Sanchez. Now come to the plate. The breaking ball is in there. Called strike 3 as Tejeda watches it into the glove. So ring him up, sit him down, and that will end the Lovington threat in the 4th. So we head to the 5th. All Hobbs in this one, 9-0. You're listening to Hobbs Eagle and Lovington Wildcat Baseball from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Views are in, and TDS TV Plus is, well, a plus. Customers are loving the integration of live TV, recordings, on-demand programming, and streaming apps. Our convenient voice remote is the talk of the town. Our intuitive cloud DVR ensures you never miss a moment. Bundle TDS TV Plus and high-speed internet from $74.95 a month. See what the buzz is about. Order at hellotds.com/TDSTV today. Not available in all areas. Terms and conditions may apply. See website for details.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs. Family pack lean ground beef, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin cut pork chops, 99 cents a pound. Jalapeno peppers, 2 pounds for $1. Salad avocados, 4 for $1. Fresh zucchini squash, $1 per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $1 each. For all your grocery specials, La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs.
In the bottom of the fourth inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. And we go to the top of the fifth inning with Hobbs coming up to bat. They lead 9-0. It will be Singleton, Wright, and Graham, your batters. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much. As Kenyon Singleton will step to the plate, he is 1 for 2. Or I'm sorry, he's 0 for 1. He did have an RBI walk back in the first and then struck out looking in the third. So he'll lead things off here in the fifth. On the hill is Sanchez. He will stay on to continue the pitching duties for the Wildcats. Third pitcher of the afternoon for Lovington.
And Lovington has a pretty small roster. In addition to their starting 9, they only have 3 bench players listed on the roster. Number 6, Mackay Brewer. Number 8, Brian Espinosa. Number 25, Marcos Aldrete. Now, they may have JV players that they call on and can bring up, but at least that's a pretty, not very deep on the bench.
For this game for Hobbs, that's all they got. So,
and that's why we have, and partly why we have seen players simply switch positions, swap positions with 3 pitchers for Lovington so far in this game.
Lovington has quite a few more on there.
Yeah, they do.
They've got 6, 7 on the bench. But,
sure.
So Singleton will step to the plate, 0 for 1, but he does have an RBI in this one on a walk as Sanchez will kick and deal, and that one's going to bounce off the plate. Ball 1. So 1 ball and no strike count here on a chilly, windy May afternoon in Lovington. Lea County matchup between the 5A Eagles and the 4A Wildcats.
And, of course, we are here in this fourth inning at 9-0. If Hobbs managed to get at least one more run in the game and hang on to be ahead by 10 runs after 5 complete innings, that would be the end of this game.
Sanchez sits at the chin, fires the curveball, and it's going to be high and away, ball 2. And you got to think that's what Hobbs wants to do, is just get some base runners, scratch another run or 2 across, and then let Pareda handle it in the bottom of the fifth, and the 2-0 pitch breaking ball, and that one is going to be up and in for ball 3.
Just a little too high. He did dial it over the plate, but 3-0 the count.
Hunter Wright waits on deck, and the 3-0 delivery coming up from Sanchez, and it is going to be in there, called strike 1. Takes sign on all the way for the Hobbs catcher Singleton. So 3-1 the count. As Aceves shading over towards the power alley in left center, swung on, and that one is heading to the parking lot. And so it'll run the count full now to Singleton. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Singleton as Sanchez will get a new ball. Heads back up to the bump. His team up 9-0. Hobbs trying to put the finishing touches on this one. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that one is going to be low for ball 4. So that'll be the second walk of the game earned by Singleton. So that'll bring the top of the Hobbs lineup back to the plate with Wright. Wright is 2 for 2. Has reached every plate appearance that he's had. He also walked in the third. Has a couple RBIs and a run scored. Stolen base to his name. So Wright will settle in with Singleton at first, and the curveball, ding-dong, that'll hit him in the left bicep. And so the first hit batter of the ball game has Hobbs with runners at first and second, and now Graham to the plate.
Yep, nobody out.
Graham is 0 for 1 on the day. Has walked twice, also scored, struck out in the third. Matter of fact, struck out to end the third. So he'll step in the fifth with nobody out, and Eagles at first and second. Sanchez will fire to the plate, swung on, and that one's going to be cue-shotted back into the retaining wall for strike 1.
And as we've been under overcast skies the entire game, and a cold wind blowing. As it gets later and a little darker, it's even colder.
The lights are on here at Wildcat Field. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that curveball breaks late. But it'll not break enough to be a strike. It'll be ball 1. Thought maybe Graham was going to get tagged by that one.
He lifted his elbow just enough, and it missed his jersey by a whisker.
And the wind and the pitch, curveball swung on. That's hit off the handle over into the hole at second. And Marquez gets called off by Brito, who will make the grab. So Graham pops out for out number 1. It's going to leave right at first, Singleton at second. Now it'll be McNabb to the plate. McNabb 0 for 2, did walk and score, also stole a base back in the 4th. So 2 on, 1 out, top of the 5th inning, a 9-0 lead for Hobbs, and the wind and the pitch outside, ball 1. Staheda has to come out of the crouch to get that one. Nice job. So ball 1. Pretty good lead for both the runners out there and the 1-0 and Ding Dong. So 2 hit batters in the inning as McNabb will take the hit by the pitch. And he'll go to first, and that'll load him up as Singleton moves to third, right to second. Now McNabb at first, and it'll be the biggest cat killer of them all, the cleanup hitter Brevin McCool coming to the plate.
As Tejeda going out to just calm Sanchez down just a little bit. The runners for Hobbs on the bases are represented by a walk and 2 hit by pitch. So that's not how you want to load them up. And you certainly don't want to bring any in with another walk or hit by pitch as well.
So McCool will dig into the right side box, slightly open stance. Bases full of Eagles, a 9-0 lead for Hobbs. And 1 down here in their half of the 5th. The wind in the first pitch. Off-speed pitch, going to nip the inside corner. Strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch, and that's what Sanchez needs to do. Just throw strikes and let your batter put it into play and trust your fielders.
So a no ball, 1 strike count. Sanchez gets the sign, kicks and fires, swung on, and that one's back into the netting. Strike 2 on McCool.
Throw strikes, and he's thrown 2 of them.
Of course, got to be very careful with McCool. He can put a charge in one, even in the wind. I'm not sure anybody's going to get it out of here today, but if he gets a hot liner that kind of stays under the wind, it could be trouble. Or if he gets one on the ground.
And you do have a choice. I mean, you can walk him and take the run. But in this case, I think you pitch
you got to battle.
You battle. You
0-2 pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air to deep right field, curving in the wind and foul right up against the fence line, about 3/4 of the way back, and it'll stay 0-2 to McCool.
There's 1 out here in this top of the 5th inning.
As Marquez heads over, gets to that one, and will get it back into Sanchez.
Hobbs leading 9-0 with bases loaded.
As Sanchez will bend over, gets the sign he needs and wants from Tejeda, and he'll deliver the 0-2 once again. That one's going to be inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Brevin McCool, the cleanup hitter at the plate. J.D. Parada waits on deck for Hobbs.
He also sets up really in front of that batter's box.
Yes, he does. 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball swung on, and that one is going to be drilled foul past the Lovington dugout on the third base side. So we'll reset at 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on. Normally you would, think, okay, we're middle of May. It's going to be sunny, maybe a little breezy, but nice. No, it's almost like playing in February today. Crazy weather. 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball swung on. That one's heading to the parking lot. Goes over the nearest light standard.
This feels about like pitch number 50 to McCool. I know it's not that deep into it, but it certainly feels like he's been hanging up there at the plate for a while.
McCool puts the right toe right up against the line. He puts the right foot right up against the back line. 1-2 pitch on the way. The curveball swung on. That'll be a chop shot. That's going to find its way through into center field. Aceves will get to it, but 1 run's going to come around. 2 runs are going to come around as Wright will score, and that'll make it 11-0. Singleton scores from third, Wright from second, and it'll move McNabb to second, and Brevin McCool has a 2 RBI single to his credit as it went a hard shot right up the middle. Nothing Garcia or Salinas could do about it.
Nope.
And so that'll make it 11-0 and bring Parada to the plate with still just 1 out. Outside, ball 1 in the pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. Well, 1 ball, no strike count. Lovington leading, or rather Lovington trailing 11-0 to Hobbs. As the 1-0 pitch on the way, curveball swung on, and that one's into the parking lot. And evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Parada decided really late to take a cut at that one, and much too late to be able to straighten that out.
So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner at first is McCool. Runner at second is McNabb. Parada at the plate. I think we need to call him McParada because there's a McPeters on it too. Wind and the pitch, and that one is heading into the practice area to the right for strike 2.
Yeah, again, decided pretty late to swing at that and hit it right off the end of the bat, right over the outside corner.
So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. J.D. Parada at the plate. Runners at first and second. The wind and the pitch swung on as J.D. waited a long time before he decided to take a hack at that one. Got a piece of it. Might have been ball 2, but we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes on the foul tip.
And he might have thought that was coming in at the letters and he needed to protect the plate there at the last second.
Oh, it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. There is 1 down, top of the 5th inning, 11-0. Hobbs all over Lovington, and he takes an inside pitch and turns on that one, but it'll hang up in the wind and right into the glove of Nava, who does a nice job getting to it and then getting it in quickly to keep the runners stapled at first and second. It's a fly out to right, or left rather, and there's 2 away. I'm going to learn the difference between my left and my right before the end of the season, I promise.
All right, but still runners at first and second. McNabb out there on second, McCool on first, and that is going to bring up Caleb Salmon.
And he'll take the first pitch and pop it up into shallow center field as Chavez comes in, but he's called off by Garcia, and he gets it before he drops it, but they say he had control of it long enough, so it'll be a pop out to the shortstop to end the inning, but Hobbs does what they need to do. They put more runs across. So we'll come back for the bottom of the 5th. Lovington needs to do some work if we want to see a 6th inning in this one. You're listening to the Wildcats and the Eagles from Wildcat Field from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Hobbs High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Hobbs, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
And in the top of the 5th inning, there were 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lovington coming up to bat. Tavera, Aceves, Nava, your first 3. They trail 11-0 to Hobbs. And with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as Lovington needs to find a way to scratch 2 runs across if we want to see a 6th inning. As Tavera steps in 0 for 1, he had a comebacker to the pitcher back in the 2nd. So he is 0 for 1. On the afternoon, as the throw from Singleton goes down, goes over and gets some quick instruction, and now he's back out and ready to go as Tavera, the third baseman, will settle into the right side box. JD's ready to go. He'll kick and fire the fastball over the top of it. Tavera wanted to get one of those 2 they needed right there on that swing. Strike 1.
Yes.
Parada quickly back to work in the 0-1 pitch, and that one is going to be off the handles. Gets past the outstretched Parada to Puig, who fires to McPeters at first in time, 4-3, and Lovington is down to their final 2 outs here this afternoon.
So far, Parada with 5 strikeouts and 2 walks in this game.
And thus far has only faced 1 batter over the minimum. So now Jonathan Aceves to the plate. He grounded out, another comebacker an inning ago, or rather back in the 2nd inning. And the pitch to Aceves is going to be at the knees, called strike 1. JD not wasting a lot of time as Pareda already ready to go, as he'll have the fairly high kick. The pitch, the fastball, up and away, evens the count, 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch on the way from Pareda, and that fastball is going to miss inside, ball 2 to Aceves.
I think Pareda is always a quick worker. I think out there in the cold on the mound at this point in the game, he's just trying to get the game over.
2-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, he's not wearing sleeves. We're up in the booth, and we're a little bit protected from the wind, and I'm cold, so I can't imagine what – these guys are tougher than I am. I wouldn't have been that tough in high school. I wasn't. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, just misses on the inside corner, ball 3.
Wow. Yep, going to even it up. Of course, 1 out in what could be the last at-bat for Lovington.
Payoff pitch, and that's going to be outside. Ball 4, third walk of the afternoon issued as Aceves will take the walk and head to first. And so Damian Nava to the plate. Nava walked, but then was caught napping off of first and was thrown out as part of a strikeout, throw-out double play.
And something interesting, after each of the walks that Pareda has issued, he's come back to strike out the next batter.
And the first pitch to Nava is going to be on the outside corner, strike 1. Leading off of first is Aceves. Not a huge lead. Being held on by McPeters, the line in the pitch, and that one fouled hard into the netting for strike 2 by Nava.
Yeah, it was a pretty good fast ball. Nava deciding just a little too behind that to be able to straighten it out. But good cut at it.
Yes, indeed. So a no ball, 2 strike count. Runner at first is Aceves, who got the 1 out walk. McPeters holds him on. Nava digs back in, down 0-2. Murata looks into Singleton, gets his sign. He'll set high, checks the runner, and comes with the 0-2 pitch, and that one's going to bounce. Gets away from Singleton, but he walks it up the third baseline, and that will keep Aceves standing over at first. So it's ball 1. And the wild pitch doesn't hurt Lovington. And so Aceves will have to stay at first. 1-2 the count. And that one swung on and foul tip down into the plate, and then screwballs back next to the on-deck circle to our left, and your left too. So the count stays 1-2 to Damian Nava at the plate.
You hear Salinas up on deck. Your second baseman for Lovington.
One down the wind and the pitch. It'll be a little dribbler. McCool charges in, gets it,
trouble.
Fires over to McTeeters at first. In time, it'll move the runner Aceves over to second, but Nava will be out. 6-3 for out number 2. So now Lovington down to their final out if they want to keep this one alive. As you hear Salinas steps in. Salinas struck out looking back in the third. He's 0 for 1. So he is right now the last Lovington hope. Huge lead by Aceves over at second. Hobbs not bothering to hold him on. As Pareda will fire home, and it'll be letter high, strike 1.
Yep, right over the outside corner as well.
Oh, a no ball, 1 strike count. Infield normal positions, outfield playing fairly shallow in the wind. And the 0-1 pitch fastball, that one's going to be low and away. And a throw down to second, and Nava back in. Aceves back in. It gets away from McCool. He'll go corral it. Actually, that's Puig who corrals it. And Aceves will have to stay over at second. So they just let him know that they were aware that he was there. Jonathan back in safely at second. Still another big lead. He'll check and deliver the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. It'll be lifted into shallow right field as Aceves rounds third. He is heading for home as the throw in not in time. And so Salinas with the RBI single to right. And Lovington with a little hope. 2 outs, but if they can find a way to get Salinas around, that will put this game into a 6th inning. So now it's on the shoulders of Ryan Marquez, who's 0 for 1. The lefty will step in and prepare. And the first pitch is going to be on the inside corner. Strike 1 to Marquez. Oh, no ball, 1 strike count. Not much of a lead for Salinas. McPeters holds him on the line, and the pitch fastball outside corner to the lefty, even makes it a no ball, 2-strike count. Arata checks on his runner and the 0-2 pitch, and that one's going to be low and in for ball 1. Singleton kind of double clutching, basically I think daring Salinas to try and do something over at first. So Hobbs puts a run on the board with their first hit of the ball game.
Lovington puts the run on the board.
Lovington, thank you. And that one is going to be fouled sharply into the screen next to the Lovington dugout, so the count stays 1-2. We've done so many games and so many teams over the last 2.5 months. I almost don't remember who we're calling or where we are, even what our names are.
Or what sport it is, as a matter of fact. Wow.
This doesn't look like Tiddlywinks. That's where we're supposed to be tonight, isn't it? Esports.
Not that long ago, it was
1-2
volleyball.
pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled. Oh, no, that's actually going
right.
to, they're going to say he missed it, and it gets away. And so it is a strikeout into the book. But on the passed ball, it will put runners at first and second, and it'll bring the top of the Cat lineup back to the plate with Diego Brito. So the Cats still with a pulse here in the 5th inning. They're trying to claw back.
Yep, and they do have the runners at first and second. They've got
first pitch to Brito, swung on, and he will foul that one off. 4-1. Sorry, Don, go ahead.
Nope, we've got Salinas out there on second, Marquez on first. Brito at the plate.
Brito struck out in the first, grounded out to first in the 4th. Now trying to keep a 2-out rally alive for the Cats. The wide in the pitch. It'll be a slow roller and a little confusion on who was supposed to get that as McCool and Graham, both of them charging for it. And so it's a little whoopsie infield single for Brito, and it loads the bases full of Wildcats. So now Luis Garcia to the plate. The bases are loaded, and Lovington threatening here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, they could break it open
Hobbs
just
looked like,
in time.
Yeah, Hobbs looked like they were just kind of cruising along. And
a little 2-out rally going on by Lovington.
So keep the line moving. That's what Garcia's going to try to do, and he waves at strike 1. Moreta, I think, saying, okay, I think maybe we'll see if they can catch up to this one, get out of this jam here. He's not as comfortable out of the stretch, so he's back to the regular line in the 0-1 inside. Singleton corrals it, ball 1. Runner at first is Brito. Runner at second is Marquez. Runner at third is Salinas. 1 run across for Lovington. In this bottom of the 5th, they need 1 more to force a 6th. Pareda kicks and fires that fastball outside. Makes it a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Garcia.
2 outs, bases loaded.
2-1 pitch, and that fastball swung on and missed. So evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Garcia down to his final strike. The bases loaded full of the blue-clad teammates, and the 2-2 pitch swung on. That one's back up the middle, and it'll go to the second baseman who takes the short route himself. Puig puts the toe on second and ends the rally. He will get Brito for unassisted, the fielder's choice for Garcia. And so Hobbs will get the win in this one, but Lovington gets on the board late. Our final, Lovington falling to the Eagles of Hobbs, 11-1. We'll be back to wrap this one up in just a minute. This is Wildcat and Eagle Baseball from Noel Mark Digital and One Radio Square Sports.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Lovington High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Lovington, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Wildcats!
When it comes to your hard-earned money, selecting the right bank is vital. Hi, I'm David Campbell, president of First American Bank in Lovington. First American Bank in Lovington is part of this community. So bank with trusted partners you know, and trusted partners that are part of this area we call home. First American Bank offers all the advantages big corporate banks do, and we do our banking with hometown support and commitment. Choose First American Bank, 19 West Washington in Lovington. We want to earn your trust, then earn your business.
Back here at Wildcat Field, our final in 5. Sorry, Dawn Morgan.
It's all right. There was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base for Lovington in the bottom of the 5th, who lose this one to Hobbs 11-1. And with the wrap, it's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. We'll get all this. It's still early in the season for us. Final line score in this one for the visiting Hobbs Eagles. They win with 11 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on base for the Wildcats, who fall to 1-2 on the season. They get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors committed. That's a good thing. And 3 runners left on base on a windy, kind of nasty Tuesday afternoon. So Lovington falling, as we mentioned, to 1-2. Hobbs improving to 5-1 on the season. Now the next games for these 2 squads for Lovington, they'll play in Carlsbad on Saturday. We will not have that game for you. Our next Lovington Streamcast will be a week from today, right back here at Wildcat Field as the Eunice Cardinals come to town. For the Hobbs Eagles, they get a week off, and then they'll head to Artesia for a doubleheader against the Bulldogs. We will have that for you with Brian Coltrane and Ty Friend. So, all right, that's going to about wrap it up for us. We appreciate you being with us wherever that you've been watching, all over southeast New Mexico, West Texas, and the world. On HobbsAmerica.com, both the Hobbs and Lovington Sports tabs. Also on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. For Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.